Speaking to Canvey Island manager Danny Heale following today's 5-2 victory over Tonbridge Angels. Danny, how happy are you with that?
Yeah, no, it's a big weight off your shoulders getting a result like that, especially. And I want to say a massive thank you to all the supporters today, because they've been on Facebook and out trying to get the boys in the shed to sing together and that. And they were superb last week against VCD, and they were brilliant again today, and it just spurs the boys on. So big thanks to them. But now going back to the game, and it was just really pleasing all over. I thought it was nice and tight at the back. I thought we started the game on the front foot and took our goals well, and we're just really happy, really happy.
So we came out all guns blazing, got a goal after I think it was 6 minutes. How important was that quick start in what was a massive game for us?
Yeah, well, I just said to the boys, I said, like, for the first half against Met Police, we weren't too clever, and then second half we rolled our sleeves up and got right on the front foot, and we got our rewards for it and come away with a good point away from home against Met Police. But no, from the start of the game today, we said there's been a bit of a buzz around the place since last Saturday, just where we had 4 defeats on a row, and then getting a point from being 2-0 up against VCD, which we should have won the game really, but the atmosphere was building, and then obviously after a good point away against Met Police on Tuesday, training was really lively, went out for a team meal and got all the boys together, and it showed today. But I think bringing the likes of Dave Collis, Steve Smith and George Sykes in, and Josh Banton from Southend, I think it's just people are fighting for their shirts again now, and people have started standing up and being counted, and I think we're getting the rewards from it.
So we, over recent weeks when we were on that bad run of form, we were struggling perhaps to get shots out, struggling to create chances. We created loads today, could have had a few more, but we did take the clear-cut chances. How important is that we took the chances in front of goal? Yeah,
I say all the time, especially before games and that, just saying about being clinical on both boxes, make sure that when we do, the chances do arise, then we must take them, and that we've been a bit lacklustre in doing that over the last few weeks, so that's not helped us. But I thought we was a lot more better defensively today, much more organised, and it just comes from having a bit more experience in the side and getting people fit. And obviously we left Jay Curran out today, and he's a captain of the side, do you know what I mean? So we've got people fighting for shirts, and that's what you want at this football club.
So in recent weeks we've conceded a goal and our heads have completely gone. Yeah. This week we conceded twice and went up the other end and scored. Have we turned that corner of our heads going down after that?
Well, you'd hope so, and obviously it happened Tuesday night again against Met Police, but they're one of the best sides we've played so far, and I think they've lost to Enfield today, and I thought Enfield were a really good side as well when we played them last week. But the games we have been losing, like I keep saying, have been by the odd goal, and so we've built on it and got two points in the last 2 games, and obviously getting a big victory today. But it was nice to do it in front of the crowd as well, because our own form ain't been really good this season, and we needed to give them something to cheer about and get them through the gates again. And so it was a healthy crowd here today, and we put on a show, and I'm really thankful for that.
So we're obviously going to ask about George Sykes, another hat-trick from a youngster in the first half as well. It looked like the first few games he was perhaps struggling to fit in a little bit, and he's come out all guns blazing today. How happy are you with him?
Yeah, no, we brought him in, and he went to Bishop Stortford for most of this season so far, and never really got used. So when we sat down with him, he wanted to play football, and he started the first game against Enfield and done well, but with their formation and their shape, he sort of had to drop in the midfield areas and try and do a job for the team. So, but he done it really well and worked hard. And then on Tuesday night, we started the game with 1 up front, and that hence why he never started. But he come on, his attitude's been really good. But I told him Thursday night that he was going to be starting today. So the boy's a good player. He's a talent. He's a goal scorer, and for someone that big as well, 6'4", 6'5", he's mobile as well, runs in the channels, and he was superb today from start to finish.
So another player who had another great game was Enoch Shawam. He didn't need to use his backside to score today either. How happy are you with him? Not necessarily the fact that he's scoring goals, but he's creating, he's passing, he's looking like a real experienced good player.
Listen, I can't speak highly enough of that man. He's for someone who's been the career he's had in football, and he's only 32 years old, and his enthusiasm, training. I'll give him the option of having Thursday night off on Thursday, and he said, no, I want to come in, I want to be around the boys. So that just shows you what sort of man he is. And but his work rate off the ball, and his hold-up play, and his aerial ability and that, and he's been a massive asset for us. And we've just needed people to pick their sleeves up, and so pick themselves up and do bits around him, and it's working at the moment. But listen, we've had an up and down season. We need to make sure that we have a bit more consistency about us, and no one's getting carried away with ourselves. We had a great performance today, and scored 5 good goals, and could have had a few more as well. But I say the first goal for them was Dumas has just got to clear his lines, and obviously he's got caught out and that, and they punished us for it. But it hasn't cost us today, thank God. And but so we'll dust ourselves down. We've got a big game against Lewis today. I think they beat East Thurrock today 3-2. So no easy games in this league, but it's just nice to get them that thing off your back, and just to get 3 points. And but so we're unbeaten in 3 now, and so we're scoring freely, and long way that continue. But we just need to make sure we're a bit more defensive and make sure we're a bit more organised. And we've been working really hard on that in training, and that goes down to John and Brad and Steve and everyone as a group. And when the bad times come, which we've had lately, and everyone's stuck together and believed in what we're trying to do, and we've got the rewards today. But so we just got to make sure we'll enjoy it tonight, and make sure we're ready for Wednesday.
So we touched on the impact of vocal support. How much does that drive the team on when they're hearing their names chanted and they're being driven on by the fans?
Yeah, without a doubt. So obviously, for one reason or another, obviously I know we've had a recession and that, and all the amount of supporters at games throughout the country's dropped a little bit. And but listen, you know as well as I do, this football club, I grew up here when my dad was playing, and obviously been lucky enough to play here and now manage here and that. And when I was playing here, that shed end and that everyone was screaming and shouting and that, it just gives you your hairs on the back of your neck used to rise up, and it just makes you push yourself that up extra little bit. And for whatever reason, obviously over the last 2, 3, maybe 4 seasons, just things haven't done that and that. But the Facebook thing they done this week to get everyone together and that, and they was all there. They didn't stop singing from the start to the finish, and it was superb. And hopefully there'll be a next home game.
What's the atmosphere like in the changing room now compared to how it was, say, when we lost to Bury?
Yeah, believe it or not, obviously you know what I'm about, and I've always, at the end of the day, you can't do nothing about the past result, and you've got to make sure that the boys take the pressure off the boys and make sure that the training's buzzing and everyone's happy, and just believe in yourself and for the next game, and that's what we've tried to do. But say there's a spring in people's steps over the last probably 10 days where we've had a couple of results, and obviously they're flying in there at the moment, but we still know that we ain't out of trouble yet, and we know we've got a tough end of the season coming. But all we can do is look forward to each game, and we're unbeaten in 3 now. We scored 5 goals today and put in a really good performance, so we've got up another place in the league. I think we're 7 points off the bottom 4 now, and we want to be looking above us and looking behind us, and today's a start for that.
So after Tuesday night, the massive 1-1 draw at Met Police, I heard your team talk. You were saying that you thought we turned the corner. Was that, how big was that point at Met Police?
It was massive. So we rode our luck at times, but just our work rate and that, to go 1-0 down, and people's heads could have gone down. But it took a bit of a chat from me at half time to get us up for it and get us going again. But their work rate Tuesday was superb, and Enoch, we hit on earlier, he ran 35 yards to shut the keeper down, so he deserved that goal. Do you know what I mean? And then Tim made 2 or 3 great saves towards the end, and but we dug in as a side and stuck together, and we got what we deserved. But I thought we deserved the point on Tuesday just for our work rate alone. But say we were 2-0 up against VCD last Saturday, and coasting really until the sending off, which I still think is a bit harsh watching it back, and so it's been coming. But I'm just really pleased for the day, and just to have the supporters behind us, and everyone just gives the whole club a lift, and hopefully we can push on.
So how much confidence does a few good results and a good run of form have going into a big game against Lewis on Wednesday night?
Yeah, well, it's all we can do. You're only as good as your last game, and we've won 5-2 today, so we believe that we can beat anyone in this league. But we know it's a tough league, and we've been hurt by injuries, broken legs and bits and bobs, and we haven't had the finances to go in and find people. We've had to bring a few loan players in and do what we've had to do behind the scenes. But everyone's been patient with me, and I appreciate that no one wants to win as much as I do, and I don't want us to be looking over our shoulders. I want us challenging for things, and I do believe we'll do that, and just stick with us, and hopefully we can keep going.
Fantastic, thank you, Danny.
Thanks, mate.
Nice one.